everybody. I'm Marissa Price, SVP of Client Services at Sightly. I'm so happy to be joined by Edwina Morales, who is the Director of Multicultural Business Solutions at Horizon Media.
Hi, Marissa. Thank you so much for asking me to join you today, and a huge hello to everyone joining our chat.
So we've been partnering HMI and Sightly for 5 years now, 5 years plus, to drive outcomes for our clients. Most recently, we have been focusing on leveraging Sightly's brand mentality platform to address the growing need for marketers to be able to adapt and to do so at speed. We'll get into this more because it really is a natural fit with some of the more holistic industry challenges that we're all trying to solve. And diversity and inclusion is certainly a big part of that. I think like a lot of companies, Sightly has wanted to make a commitment to DEI. We just didn't know exactly how to get started. But last year was a big turning point for us, as it was for a lot of people and a lot of companies. I think for us, it was true for two big reasons. One is that in 2020, Sightly debuted its new brand mentality platform, which allows brands to move at the speed that's really required today, right? The news cycle is faster than ever. And the only way to be able to keep up is to establish who your brand is and then use machine learning and automation to really move quickly and adapt your media approach as you go. With our anticipation technology, we help brands understand what's going on in the news cycle, what kind of trends are gaining traction, and then we have levers in place to respond at speed in a way that's consistent with the brand's mentality, as well as the outcomes that they're looking to achieve. So what does that mean in practice? Let's get into some examples. What do you want to do as a marketer and as a brand if a competitor is getting positive press? Is this something your brand wants to stay away from? Do you perceive it as a risk? Or on the flip side, is there an opportunity here for you? What if there are social calls for brand boycotts or other social issues really picking up in the news? All of these factors that we're talking about here are based on real scenarios that we've seen unfold over the last year. Here we're going beyond brand suitability and frankly pushing some really honest conversations at brands that probably we all need to be having more of as marketers. When brands fill out their profile on the platform, they're just being proactive, right? They're defining their identity and what they want to stand for with consumers. For us, we think this is really crucial because more than ever, consumers expect brands to be part of these cultural conversations. For better or worse, we're seeing brand loyalty it can change in an instant as consumers pay close attention to how brands are choosing to participate or on the flip side, sit on the sidelines during these big moments. Brand mentality helps marketers control when and how they're taking part in these cultural narratives. So we were really excited when this launched. We thought it was something new and thought-provoking that we were bringing to the industry and frankly, something that was really needed. But the best part has been getting it into market and hearing from our clients how they see the product and how they can use it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's been a huge opportunity for brands, especially at Horizon Media. And we're super happy to have been able to partner with you during a really important time in our industry when representation matters and a blanketed approach should never be taken when reaching any multicultural audience.
Yeah, and a big piece of this too has been getting feedback from people like Edwina and our clients who are telling us, well, did you think about this? What about getting this type of question into the profile? All of this feedback is huge because it helps us create a really holistic and comprehensive view of how brands want to define themselves. So we have this backdrop of excitement with brand mentality rolling out, but more importantly, over the last year, we've also seen a really big spotlight on racial injustices and challenges that are faced by underrepresented groups. And I think a lot of us, right, we were kind of forced to slow down and think. It was very much the same for us at Sightly. And we realized that if we're going to challenge marketers to be more accountable for their brand identity, then we really had to do the same thing. And that's what led to the formation of our internal committee called United Outcomes. We've always said we're outcome obsessed, right? That's our favorite slogan because we want to drive the best results for our clients. But now we're taking that same approach and that same mentality to how we approach diversity, inclusion, and belonging. For us, we landed on 3 main focuses: mentorship, internship, and diversity in hiring. So here it might bring us back a little bit to Media 101 days, but we all remember day one, the marketing funnel, the first thing you learn, right? Edwina, I'm sure you had a similar experience.
Many moons ago, but yes.
I feel you on that. But yeah, we think that applies here because getting high school and college students from underrepresented groups exposure early helps them learn what parts of the industry they're going to be most passionate about. And then we can give them resume building opportunities to fuel diversity across the whole industry. One of the great things about summits that we're all participating in today is that the more companies that make this type of commitment, the larger and faster our collective impact can be.
Yeah, and really at Horizon Media, this couldn't be any truer because diversity, equity, and inclusion is our DNA. That's our company's logo, and we live by it every day. We choose to work with clients and media partners such as A&E Networks and Sightly, who are equally invested in the space. At Horizon, we are super committed to being a true organization of belonging, and that's by creating an enlightened work environment that truly reflects our diverse and unique communities. It's something that we celebrate. Our goal every day, virtually as well, is to work towards cultivating an environment where everyone has equitable access to learning and advancement, and where our diverse community of employees really are nurtured. They're celebrated and empowered to be their authentic selves. This commitment really requires us to evolve in ways that will be challenging and at times uncomfortable for some. However, as we all know, nothing worth doing is ever easy, and we really believe that there's nothing more worthy an effort than this. We are super excited and passionate to share this journey with our clients, our partners, and even more importantly, our employees.
Yeah, and it's amazing that Horizon has such a great foundation in place. But for companies that just need that launching point, how to get started, a great way to think about it is to connect with programs that already support these same types of goals. I know one of the programs that both of our companies participate with is the Boyd Initiative. We've gotten to work with some rock star students from that program. And I believe, Edwina, on your guys' side, you've connected with some students too.
Yeah, the same on ours. We actually have an intern from the Boyd Initiative with us this summer during Horizon's first virtual summer internship program, which actually kicked off on Monday, June 7th. And we're super thrilled to have her on board. Although we would have loved to have greeted her in person at Horizon's offices. And if you haven't been there or seen, we have some killer views of the Hudson. But we're super thrilled to at least be able to continue our commitment with our internship program.
Yeah, I actually saw a picture of the office today, and I could see why you'd miss it, and I was jealous. I could see why you want to get back to it. But that being said, for the meantime, it's awesome that you guys found a way to adapt the program and make it work virtually for these students. The program is essentially taking students from HBCUs and teaching them the fundamentals of advertising as they apply in the real world. So getting them out of the textbooks and connecting them with companies like ours. And Edwina, you mentioned A&E Networks. I know that's a client of Horizon's. They're also today's daily sponsor of the summit, and they too look to connect students from the program to their open roles. So even in this small sample set of 3 companies, we're all 3 different types of companies in the industry. We play in different spaces, but you can see quickly how all different types of company in this space can participate and sort of walk the talk, right? Like the summit encourages us to do. So all of this is promoting inclusion and diversity, but equally important is how we cultivate that feeling of belonging once we're bringing someone into an organization, fostering an environment that encourages people to be their full and true selves. Edwina, you use the word authentic. I love that. I think that's a huge part of building that sense of belonging. And for us, part of that, and a way that we can promote a sense of belonging is by promoting from within, so that we're always investing continually in our people, making sure they're feeling valued, which I know from our conversations is really important to Horizon as well.
Yes, it really is. Belonging matters, and it's definitely something that we take pride in every day. Actually, in 2020, more than 30% of the open positions were actually filled internally. And especially knowing that the pandemic has really affected a lot of people, we were just super happy that we can, extend this to the people that actually work with us every day and really want to be loyal employees. So we're super excited about that. And honestly, as we've spoken about many times over the past few weeks, belonging matters. For us, though, it's not just for our employees, but also for the consumers that we serve. At Horizon Media, we firmly believe and really drive every conversation day in and day out with the knowledge that the need for marketing practices to be inclusive and culturally relevant really are no longer optional. They are imperative, and that's something that we speak to every day. Our clear intention is to rally around multicultural communities and to really do so through a sustained education, equity-based business protocol, as well as measurement, which we've spoken is really important to brands, obviously. But our commitment is that the multicultural voices will continue to be heard and to be amplified. And we do so through Project Embrace, which is Horizon Media's agency-wide effort to empower our teams to really think and act inclusively about the audiences we are trying to reach on behalf of our clients. with the end goal being a more evolved and inclusive and authentic strategic approach. We know that now more than ever is the time for marketers to step up and remove their linear thinking of how to reach and engage multicultural audiences. And at Horizon Media, we have ongoing training programs and educational sessions that really work towards fostering not only inclusive planning and buying practices, but really reinforces the need for us as a leading multicultural agency to constantly educate, but more importantly, to learn, because we know that both go hand in hand. We provide our teams and our clients with what they need to foster and drive both diverse and inclusive thinking, all really leading to authentic and culturally rooted media strategies. We also love working with partners such as Sightly, who drive towards solving diversity and inclusion industry needs across the media landscape. And most recently, and proudly to say, we worked with Sightly on a successful QSR partnership in reaching the Hispanic community. And it was really through the successful partnership that we understood the importance of brand mentality as it looked to give our brands more control without having to make sweeping adjustments in the marketplace. And we all know that this is important, especially during the urgency of now, as this negatively impacts the multicultural population. So I think it goes without saying that we really do look forward to continuing working together with Sightly by leveraging brand mentality, which beautifully aligns with Horizon Media's cultural first strategic approach.
Edwina, thank you so much for joining me today and for the continued partnership between Horizon Media and Sightly. And a big thank you to the VAB and to all the companies choosing to participate in the summit today. Really helps us all continue a really important discussion around these big and important topics for the industry.
Thank you.